Got it? Now I need 2 volunteers. Who wants to be 2 of my volunteers? All right, let's go. Man, it's tough. Come on up, and let me get you. Come on up. All right, so you stand right there, and you come stand right here. Yeah. All right, ready? Turn around. Tell everybody, specifically your other volunteer, this is your name tag, and here's your name tag. And what you're gonna do is tell everybody, tell him specifically, who are you? Haley. Any more? All right, who are you? Tell her who you are. Matthew. Now, all right. We said, I didn't say tell him your name. I said tell him who you are. So, a person. Okay, what about you? Okay, a person. So, we're all people, so good job. Is there anything more? A girl. Okay, you got anything to add to that? Boy, now you can actually be as creative as you want to. You don't have to just respond to her. So, you want to tell her who you are? Do you have anything else you want to add? You're just a person, a boy. That's all there is to you. That's it. You don't like anything. You don't want anything. You're just a person that's a boy. That's all that you are. That's it. What about you?
A person that wants a hoverboard.
A person that wants a hoverboard. Okay. I'd be scared to get a hoverboard. I'd probably break my neck. All right, y'all gotta stay there, quiet out there. So you're a person who wants a hoverboard. Hey guys, I'm right here. You gotta stay quiet, okay? So we have a person who wants a hoverboard, not a hoverboard. Ooh, a hoverbird. Okay, a hoverboard, and we've got a person that's a boy, and that's all there is to him. Like, do you like anything?
Basketball.
All right, so you know how to look at him and say he likes basketball. Hey, you like basketball. What about you? You like basketball. You always wear basketball shoes and basketball shorts. And so I know that you like basketball. I picked up on that.
It says it's a low battery.
All right, don't worry about it. Now.
And it's not recording.
It's okay. Now, you ready? Is there anything more to y'all than what y'all just said?
God made us.
God made you. Now, let's see anything back up a little bit. What's your favorite food?
My mom's enchiladas.
Your mom's enchiladas. What about you? Mashed potatoes. That doesn't mean anything. I just like food, so I was wondering. My favorite food is a cheeseburger. Bacon cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, mayo, and pickle.
Ew.
Delicious.
Ew.
And if you want to make it amazing, you toast the bun. Now, you like food? What do you want to be when you grow up? I got girls. Hey, girls. I'm right here. Listen. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A person that studies space.
Oh, you want to study out of space. He's got a space shirt on. What do you want to be when you grow up? A PE teacher. You have a PE teacher shirt on? Okay, well, we can change shirts, but that doesn't work. So we've got all kinds of things that we like. Now, a lot of times we look at people and we can tell different things about what they do, who they are, all kinds of things like that, right? So you might be able to look at somebody and make a judgment on who they are. So you might look at them and go, ooh, they're a basketball player. They like this, they like that. And sometimes we look at people and we judge who they are based on these things, right? So we go, that person is nice, that person is mean, that person is friendly. And we start looking at all these things about people to decide who they are, right? We might say, ooh, that person's going to be a good friend because they have lots of money, and I can go to their house and they have lots of toys. And we look at things and pick all kinds of things to determine who somebody is. Now, I'm going to give you one more thing that we didn't talk about. I'm going to tell you who you are. Here's your name tag and your identity right there. You ready? What does that say? What's your name? Can you tell me your name?
Imago.
See if anybody else out there can get it. Show me your name. Turn and show it to them. What's your name? Or who are you? What does that say? Anybody know what that says?
A human being.
Close. It says Imago Dei. Does anybody know what that is?
No.
Oh man, really? No, I learned a lot later in my life too. It means the image of God. More specifically, it means that you as a person bear the image of God. And that sounds like a Bible verse. Anybody know that Bible verse?
No.
What's the Bible verse that says like that?
It's like in the Bible it says in the beginning God created the earth for it.
So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. What else is it going to say?
About the cross.
There, but you skipped a long way ahead right there. In Genesis, it also says that people were made in the image of God. And we start off with this idea in, that's in Genesis 1, 26, I believe that one is. We also learn this verse in Psalm 139, and it says, "For you formed my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb." Now, who made us? God. And this is the Latin word for God is Dei, right? So God made us, and how did God make us?
He made us in his own.
In his image. Now we might say, how did God make us? God made us a girl, God made us a boy, God made us to want a hoverboard, God made us to want mashed potatoes. We can say all these different things about us, right? But when we look at each other, the thing that we should first see in each other is that God made us in his image. God made us in his image. Now, right? So when you look at somebody, let's hold this up right here. You ready? When you look at somebody, what do you see? We're not just going to look at somebody as how nice their hair is, how nice their clothes are. We're not going to look at the toys they have. We're not looking at anything else. When we look at them, we see that they were made in God's image. Now, what does that make us do? Now, if we look at somebody and we see, ooh, they're rich, they'll be a good friend, what we see are the outside things, right? But what we're talking about is seeing past those things. And so when we respond to anybody, we respond to this idea. Every person bears God's image. Now, how many of y'all know Matthew? Y'all know Matthew? Now, y'all know that Matthew, you know what this means right here? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does it mean when I wink? That I'm joking, right? Matthew is really mean. Oh man, Matthew's always mean. He's always calling people names. Now I'm winking, right? And is he really mean? No, that's why I picked him, because he wasn't. So he's really mean, right? And he's always calling me mean names. He's always breaking in lunch line, and he steals my lunch sometimes. He's real mean, right? So if Matthew's doing these things to me, I have to respond back to him, don't I?
No.
I'm going to do something, aren't I? It's some kind of response. I'm going to do something, right? I might walk away. I might say something to him. I might tell a teacher. There's some kind of response that's going to happen. Now, I can look at what he does to me and say, "Matthew, you're so mean. Stop doing that." And get right in his face and growl at him. That's probably what I would do, especially if you're taking my lunch. I'm going to growl at you. All these things. We go. All right, I can respond to him in multiple ways. Or let's say Matthew calls me a name one day. What's a typical response to somebody calling you a name? What do most people do if somebody calls you a name?
Let him call him another name.
How many of you have brothers or sisters?
Oh.
If your brothers, now hands down, if your brother or sister calls you a name, what do you do back to them? Being honest, what do you typically do back to them?
I kill them.
You call them a mean name back, right? And we do the same thing in school to our friends and the people that are around us.
Just let them do the other thing that is.
Now, let me give you a different option. Slide over here closer. People do things to us, or how we view somebody. Any of these issues, we always respond to them as being an image bearer of God. What changes how I talk to him, how I treat him, even if he's mean to me? Or there's the opposite side where he's never mean to me. He's just the guy that nobody likes because he's always dirty and smelly and stinky.
No, he's not.
I'm still winking, guys. I'm joking. I mean, he's my example right now, right? Does he smell funny?
No.
He smells clean. But say he's the kid that nobody likes. How do I respond to him? In every way that I respond to anybody, it can be based on this idea. That I see him as a person that's been made by God. And because he has been made by God, he has a value that will not change because he's mean, because he's dirty, because of anything. So when I respond to him, I don't just see the outside details of the guy who likes mashed potatoes. What I see when I look at him is he bears God's image. So how do I respond to him? I respond to him like God values him. I respond to him like he is important to God. Well, he did something that I don't like, so he matters to God. Now, there's an opposite side of this one. Give me your name tag. You go sit down. I'm done with you. Boom. There's other people that we talk to, right? Who's this a picture of? Who's this a picture of? Who's in this picture? You! Who's in this picture? All right, let me say, who's in this picture now? Who's in this picture? No, who's in this picture? All right.
Okay.
Who's in this picture? Who's in this picture?
Me.
Do we ever have conversations with ourselves?
Yes.
Do we ever, maybe not like we talk back and forth, but do we tell ourselves things?
Yes.
About, oh yes. Do we tell ourselves things about who we are?
No.
Yes.
No.
When you ever mess up, do you ever get mad at yourself?
No. Yes.
Yes. We are always, now listen guys, we are always talking about ourselves to ourselves. We're always assessing who we are based on the things that are happening. If you get a bad grade, if somebody looks at you the wrong way, we have conversations with ourselves, and sometimes we say, what's wrong with me? Or we do things that we know we shouldn't do, we mess up, and a lot of times what we end up doing is talking to ourselves and saying things like, oh, you're so wrong, oh, you're so bad, oh, you're so stupid, oh, you're so... And we just add in all kinds of names that we would say to ourselves. And we might not say them out loud, but we say those things to ourselves. But when you look at yourself and go to talk to yourself, what should you see?
God's image.
When you look at yourself, what do we see?
God's image.
That you bear God's image. So we should not talk mean to other people, but we should also not talk mean to ourselves. A lot of times we are using language, we are using words to describe ourselves to ourselves, and we are beginning to believe a lie of the devil, not the truth of God. Your life has value, not based on how good you are at sports, not based on how much people like you or what kind of things you have. Your life has value because God made you. You bear the image of God. Everybody around you bears the image of God. So two things we're going to do. We are not going to talk to people in a mean way because their life has value. And we are not going to talk to ourselves because our life has value. We talked about this year the idea of my life matters. There's on my shirt right there, right? It's our main thing. Every life has value because God made them. And one of the things that tells us to do is change how we respond to people. All right, let's go to the word of prayer. And I think this is the time we're supposed to end right now, right? Am I on time? Yeah. Father, thank you so much for this truth that our life has value because you made us. God, help us to understand that you're not only responsible for our lives, but for everybody around us. God, teach us to value people the same way you value people. God, thank you for all your many, many blessings. Amen. Can I have my name tag back?
First and second group.
Yes, they can hang out right where they're at. Yeah, that's the idea. We're good to go. Do you guys have a pencil with you?
Uh-huh.
They all should have a pencil with them because they have Spanish right after this.
Perfect.